The president and a fair number of his religious supporters, the targets of a blistering New York Times op-ed today. The title, "The Road to Coronavirus Hell Was Paved by Evangelicals." Now, it's been changed late this evening to this: "The religious right's hostility to science is crippling our coronavirus response." Joining us to respond to the attack tonight, Family Research Council President Tony Perkins. Tony, good to have you back with us tonight.
Thanks, Shannon. Good to be with you.
All right, I want to read a little bit from the piece. It starts out saying, "Donald Trump rose to power with the determined assistance of a movement that denies science, bashes government, and prioritizes loyalty over professional expertise. In the current crisis, we are all reaping what that movement has sown." Tony.
Shannon, it's reprehensible that the New York Times would allow this hate-filled, bigoted rant in their paper at a time of a national crisis when people are dying. It appears that they cannot put politics aside to work for the well-being of the nation. I mean, they're more interested in criticizing President Trump and his supporters than they are containing the coronavirus. It's sad, quite frankly, that this is how they respond to the president and to his supporters.
Well, the Conversationalist had a very similar piece talking about this theme, saying, "For the most part, the American press remains deferential to authoritarian Christians," their term. "That needs to change if we have any hope of stemming the influence of the radical right-wing Christians Trump has surrounded himself with. As has become clear, they threaten not only our human rights, but also our public health." I mean, saying that evangelical Christians don't believe in the science behind the virus and what's happening. They're continuing to have church services and meetings, and now they are an existential threat to the survival of the American people.
Well, Shannon, first off, let's go back and do a little history here. We would not have hospitals in America if it weren't for churches. In fact, in New York City, 2 of the 3 top hospitals have their roots in the faith community, a Presbyterian and a Jewish hospital. The people on the left are the ones that have trouble with science. They're the ones that have a problem with the chromosomes that define male and female. Christians don't have a problem with science. In fact, while they're attacking Christians, it's the Christians that are out there serving the first responders. In fact, many of the first responders are Christians, like my daughter, who's an evangelical, who is working in the hot zone in the ER room, who volunteered to serve and work with the coronavirus patients. So this is just, again, this is the New York Times attacking people of faith. But it's not new, Shannon. We go back to the 1980s when the Washington Post talked about how they're uneducated, easily led. This is every time that the Christians in this country are influencing the policy, they rant against them. And of course, then the next cycle, it'll be that they're dying. They'll write the obituary. The reality is, the New York Times and the elite have made themselves irrelevant to the debate of what's happening. If they want to help, then let them help. Look at New York City. They could do some good in New York City if they wouldn't just do all these ranting, bigoted pieces against Christians to get out there and help the churches who are helping people.
Well, and I thought there was an interesting contrast, an opinion piece in the Wall Street Journal today talking about the coronavirus. Could it be a great awakening? And talking about how when this country has gone through great crisis, we do reach out to help each other, but we also a lot of times look heavenward and to someone bigger that we hope will be able to redeem us from the trouble and protect us in time of help. For a lot of folks, that happens in times of tragedy. So that's an interesting read as well. Tony Perkins, thank you for weighing in.
All right, Shannon, thank you.